But then if we look also at the metropolitan area as a whole, you're gonna find many suburbs, of course, and it's quite complicated to rate like the actual sprawl of the city, since well, there are many villages, and I don't know if you can count that as a sprawl or if that's more of a better thing than a sprawl, so it's complicated to rate all of this. But as a whole, you are not gonna find many cookie cutter suburbs like with only the same type of houses going on forever. Like, it's often villages with old houses, or the new ones are made with wood, like in a traditional style, so it's not like as soulless as it is for the most part in the USA. We can even find some revitalization projects of the old town of a city in the suburb. So yeah, there is quite a lot happening. It's not just old sprawls, so yeah, that's a good thing to notice here in Portland. Of course, since we are in a larger city, we are gonna find some very wealthy suburbs, especially here to the southeast of the city, near the coast. There are a couple of very expensive houses, especially considering that they are not so large, and you mainly pay for the view of the ocean and the large ground. There's also a considerable amount of wealthy people living in the actual city of Portland, in old mansions or in new modern penthouses that can go for millions of dollars. And then a little more to the south, we have the city of Orchard Beach. I don't know if I pronounced this well, which is a resort town, like 15 kilometers south of Portland. Like, not a lot is happening here outside of summer holidays, but it's still the host of 5,000 people, something like this, and it has a beautiful pier down inside the water, you can see. But yeah, not so much is actually happening here. Like, there isn't an old town we can look at. Then we have the twin cities of Saco and Biddeford. And we can see that we are getting pretty close to the New Hampshire border, and this also is a kind of not so interesting place, a bedroom community for people commuting either to Portland or to Boston, actually. So yeah, besides a few commercial areas and single family housing, there isn't a lot in this city. So we also have a service retail area outside here, down south of the city. Let's take a look at the actual city center to see if what I told you was valid. We have a huge textile mill, seems like it. Maybe it's done, it's been redone, since I can see a lot of restaurants or stuff like this. So yeah, it's not so interesting. At least like the sidewalks are pretty good, and there are some shops, but not so much. And yeah, we can see some people walking, which is pretty cool, but then once we get a little outside the main streets, like, it's a sea of parking. Like, we didn't see many of those in Maine. That's pretty cool, and even here it's not that big. Like, I overplayed it when telling it was a sea. And the houses are still pretty dense, even a couple kilometers outside the city center. So yeah, it's not the classical suburbs you find around the US, definitely not. But here, yeah, we are definitely getting to the very rich areas, which are probably made up by many people from Massachusetts buying homes here, either for their weekends or for their summer holidays, I believe. Just the locals, they are probably not affording this. Maybe some are, but most are definitely not. Yeah, nice small shops, but this looks like a wealthy place. This is an Audi, I think. Like when Americans drive German cars, you know, it's a pretty wealthy area generally, because they like to drive American cars for the most part, which are often less expensive than German ones. Even on this isolated island, they made a golf course. I really love their golf courses here, but they love them everywhere in the US, but maybe even more here. Yeah, I think that wraps it all up. So I hope you enjoyed this original type of Google Maps reaction and analysis of the American state. So I think we are going to be continuing with Vermont and New Hampshire for the next episode. So thanks for watching and see you soon!